Barella FC, coming at you for our preview of Barella versus Sampdoria. So let us know in the comments below how many goals and assists and runs and stats Barella is going to stack up, as he shows that he is the best midfielder in the world at the moment. But no, more importantly, we take on Sampdoria in, it's not a be-all and end-all fixture, but if we are going to pretty much label ourselves as Scudetto favourites, you need to be opportunistic and advantageous in times like this. Times like what? Times like Juventus and Milan playing each other on this same match day. Times like we are equal first with our closest rivals, and once again, they play each other. So there's a serious opportunity to be had here in a sense that if Juventus lose, we can be so far ahead of them in this season on match day 17 that it would almost be ludicrous to suggest that unless they beat us twice, they will finish above us. And I hate saying stuff like that because most people that have followed the channel know that I tend to just believe that Juventus will always win. No matter what, we're not stupid. I've been an Inter fan for 2 decades now, pretty much. A little bit more, and you just become accustomed over time to everything going their way or eventually them finding a way. But for the first time since the treble season, I find them on the ropes big time. They're a loss away from almost being KO'd. Is it going to be Milan that delivers the sucker punch, or does Juve get the 3 points, in which case Inter can be very advantageous from this and we can actually go on and be outright first ahead of Milan? Or even better than those two, ragazzi, the result ends up in a draw. And if the result ends up in a draw between the two sides, not only can we go top, but we can reap the benefits of extending our lead over Juventus as well. 2 birds, 1 stone. All of this becomes void, nullified, and irrelevant if Inter doesn't pick up the easy 3 points against Sampdoria in what appears to be about 14 hours' time for us in Sydney. 1 a.m. kickoff. I think it's about 9 a.m. for my friends in America. Unsure what time it is in Europe. Really, really unsure. So let's just take a look at the things that are going to make this match count for what it is. Romelu Lukaku's muscular injury this morning has been played down. We don't think it's a muscular injury. At least the club doesn't think it's a muscular injury. So it's very precautionary at the moment. There is even whispers that he might come on the bench. Start on the bench, sorry. If that's the case, it means Conte really, really wants these 3 points, and he's not even confident that we can get them without Rom, in which case, if God forbid, we are down or we are tying with limited amount left on the clock, we might have to bring in Romelu Lukaku. In an ideal world, we don't need to touch Romelu Lukaku tonight. He can sit on the bench, and to be honest, it would not surprise me to see Barella get a huge rest, but I think that's a big reason why he was brought off with about 22 minutes left. Against Crotone, it was most likely because he was in Conte's plans to start this match. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, to go back on what I said before, we are currently equal. No, we're not equal first, actually. Sorry, we're still -1. For some reason, I thought we were equal on points, and I think that was because the commentator on BN slipped up, or KO slipped up and said that we were. Anyway, so we're -1 to Milan, but we are plus... Why did I only think we were +6 to Juventus? We're +9. +9 Juventus with a game in hand. So in an ideal world, we can maybe even go above 10 points ahead of them if they don't get a result, and we do. Sampdoria this season, after starting pretty poorly, have made a little bit of a resurgence under Ranieri. But, he's very, very one-dimensional. He hasn't really changed his tactics. They haven't evolved. 4-4-2 for days. 4-4-2 till we die. 2 former Inter players most likely appearing in Keita Balde and Antonio Candreva. So just like the DiMarcos that have gone before them, you kind of expect them to put in the performance of their life against us. Maybe not so much Candreva. I've heard that, he had a couple of tiffs with Ranieri this season. I don't think Candreva would have been happy to leave. I don't see him putting in an all-star performance, but we got to be careful. Keita Balde, I'm not too sure if he'll start because I know he pulled up with a little bit of an injury in the last match. So that remains to be seen. Sampdoria 11th, played 15, won 5, drawn 2, lost 8, 23 goals, 4, 25 against, -2 goal difference, 17 competition points. 6 ahead of the drop. So, let us know in the comments below what your prediction is. As we just quickly look ahead into our lineups and where we think we are going to how we think we are going to line up. So Handanovic goes in at the back. Back 3 goes unchanged. De Vrij, Skriniar, Bastoni, who have been in really, really good form lately, despite 1 or 2 little slips or mishaps. The midfield five is where it gets interesting in our 3-5-2. Do you rotate a little bit? Darmian showed in the last 20 minutes that he can probably still do a better job on the left at the moment than Ashley Young. So maybe I would look at starting Darmian on the left wing back side, and Hakimi with his electric form gets in that right wing back spot. Midfield three, it's a game for Vidal, but how do you start Vidal when he hasn't repaid the faith that well? He's done a couple of things nicely, but at the moment he is much more of a liability than he is as a safety option, as the experience, as we were supposed to bring him in for. So I don't know how that's going to happen either. For me personally, I think the midfield goes Barella, Brozovic, and Gagliardini. That's how I think Conte is going to go into this match. Excuse the rubbish truck outside if it's a bit loud. But I think... I think taking off Vidal at half-time in the last match really did, reiterate that Conte is probably looking at his main man, Vidal, going, oh, go figure, he's not the same athlete that he was 7-8 years ago. The taking off at half-time was a huge slap in the face to Arturo. It was an even bigger slap in the face than Conte on the sideline telling him to, hurry the F up and just play football. Or, to stop effing complaining and just play football. So I think it's Barella, Brozovic, Gagliardini. I'd like to see Brozovic have a better game. I'd like to see him distribute the ball maturely. I'd like to see him not misplace so many easy fundamental passes that a regista should not misplace. But ideal world, ideal scenarios, not always what happens, especially with this club. So I would like Sensi to start, but at the same time, if we can control this game and he has to limit his minutes to keep getting recovery, so be it. I don't know what he's recovering from. Nobody does. I don't know why he can't start. Up front, we will definitely not be starting with Lukaku. That's like a 99.99% sure thing. So we are going to be starting with Lautaro and Sanchez, which I'm happy with as well. Let's see if any of our, let's see if Alexis Sanchez can show us why he said he's so in love with playing for Inter again and so in love with playing for football. I don't know about him. I love him. He's a great player. He's a great talent. I've always liked him, but I need to see a little bit more. Lautaro got a hat-trick last game. Needs to score today. As a few fans said, I would rather him score a goal every game than a hat-trick every 3 or 4 games. So Lautaro needs to use his momentum and, just carry on with the same velocity that he had in the match against Crotone. Guys, let us know below what you think of the game and what your predictions are. I'll do the embarrassing part now. I think it'll be a grind. I think it'll be tough. Something about tonight, I'm just not sure of, I'm just not sure of. So I'm actually going to do the pessimistic one and go 2-2. I think we're going to draw the game 2-2. I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope we trounce them. Even if we win with a fluke, I'll be happy. It's just that we've won 8 in a row, and something inside me today when I woke up just said, don't prepare for 3 points tonight because we don't do that sort of happiness here. An opportunity to go outright first with both of our closest rivals playing on the same day. It's in your hands, Inter. Prove me wrong and show us why you are the favourites for the Scudetto this season. Forza Inter, Forza Barella, Forza Inter worldwide. Stay safe.